Alright guys, we're here with the new link that we're going to experiment with. We're going to put some Baffle in where you see we have this divot in the mouthpiece basically down in here. You can kind of see that round area. And we're going to fill that up with a little epoxy. We're going to use JB Weld. I didn't think I'd be doing this so soon, but the stuff came today. Now this is fast drying, unfortunately, 5-minute dry time, or sets in 5 minutes, 1 hour cure. The blue stuff, which is for marine use, 25-minute set time. And then there's a fellow that I was checking out on YouTube, and he uses a black epoxy stuff that is a much longer setup time. And I think that would be best because then you'd have more time to shape your area while it's soft, and then less filing after the fact. But this is what I bought, so this is what we're going to use. Because it just seems like this is really good stuff. A lot of people use JB Weld for all kinds of things, so we know at least that it's going to hold, that it's not going to fall out when you're playing the mouthpiece. So that's what we're going to do next. I think you already saw, go back and watch the video, the first video, part 1. You can hear what this sounds like without it. We're going to get it in there, and then we'll work on it. This is not going to be a quick process, and that's that. Now, in the lesson learned department, on this link that we did, I had to do a lot of work on it because I put way too much Baffle in, especially up here. And you can kind of look, if you look through the mouthpieces that you like, you'll find that as you turn the mouthpiece down, when the Baffle material shows up, that shows you how much Baffle you have. And this was way too much. I really worked on it a lot. And I think this really still has more to go. I could take more out of here. So we'll have to see, but it didn't, when I did this, it didn't seem like a lot of material that I put in there. It was a small little pea-shaped amount of epoxy, so we're going to try to be careful and not use too much, so let's give that a shot. Alright, howdy Sax Geeks. Unfortunately, I lost some footage. I was recording a few things at once, but I went ahead and put a little of the JB Weld steel stick in the link here to fill up some of the void, and you can see I didn't use a lot, and I didn't go all the way to the tip because there's a little bit of a rollover baffle that I didn't want to lose, and what I'll do is we've got a little bit of let me see if I can show you. The edge there is a little abrupt. It's not totally smoothed in. I didn't get it super flat. I didn't do a great job on this one. It really was setting up very fast. I can see why the other guy, the guys whose videos I watched on the epoxy, because he does a few, is Keith Bradbury, Mojo Barry. You guys might know who he is. It looks like he does really good work. I never had him do any projects for me, but he suggests another type of epoxy that sets up much slower, and boy, I can see why, because it didn't take long before this was really fighting me. And then I got it pretty flat. The light's not showing it well, but it's not bad. And it's not a huge amount. On this one, there's still a lot to remove here. It's still very edgy right in here, down in here, and it's not quite even. So I'm hoping to find that not having used a lot of this material does two things. Makes it less work to finish what's here, and makes it not too bright. Just makes it a little more full and projecting. We'll see. I might regret not going all the way to the tip because I might not be able to get that really smooth, and all of these aspects affect how it plays. You don't want it to be, you want it to be as smooth and, I don't know, that's the best word I can use, as possible for the vibrations, I would imagine, right? Any real craftsman would tell you that. So it'll be an interesting experiment. This is ready to go, frankly. It says let it cure for a day, but this is set up. That's solid. So all right, maybe put a little, let's see how it files. It'll be interesting to see how this stuff files. This stuff is pretty soft, almost like plaster. Possibly because I didn't get it all the way. Can you see? It's a little kind of light here. My light's a little bright. But you could probably see that I didn't exactly mix this all the way, and there's little specks of the other piece of the other part of material that you mix. So that could be a part of why this has always felt a little gummy or something. But anyway, I think this is a much stouter material, pretty cool. So we're going to go with that. We're going to see what happens. We'll work on it a little bit, and then we'll play test it. I'm not going to do any facing work. I'm just going to, because I don't do facing work. I've experimented with it, but that's for that's for the experts, you know. So we'll see. We'll see if we can do that. And I'm going to tape up the facing here so I don't damage it. I usually try to protect and then work around as you file, because, you know, we'll see what it does. It'll be interesting to see. And again, these are two very different blanks. It's very interesting to see how different. Sorry, they're close together. It's harder to see, but anyway. So there you go. Saxophone Geek. We'll be back. All right, we're back with this new link that we're putting a little material in. This definitely lightened up this material once we started filing on it. I don't know why I say the third person. Some of the video things that I watch, they talk about themselves in the third person. You know, they're modest craftsmen, right? You know how it is. So anyway, I'm not a craftsman, and I'm barely modest, but I should stop saying we. What I did was I filed on this thing, and it's pretty even. If you look down it, not bad, side to side. It's a little convex here, a little too, that's going to have to come down a little bit, and I could stand to take a little bit, square off this corner here, get some of that extra out of there gently, and I might have gone a little over with the file in the back there, you see. Real craftsman really has control of their file, and they don't mess up the rest of the mouthpiece, right? But I'm just a saxophone player, so I don't fall into that category. So it's all right. We did okay. We're going to, you know, and you could go in and buff that out a little bit, you know, if you got the dentist wheel thing, you know, the whole deal. They know what I'm talking about. So that's the deal. You know, I'm not going to worry too much about the fall off at the back of the material. It's all right. I'm not going to smooth it out too much. You know, if it plays really weird, we'll know we didn't do a good job. If it plays okay, we'll know we had the right sort of idea. Again, there's a little, I didn't get it, you know, I didn't put enough material, you know, I don't want to work it all the way down to that, to remove that recess right in the center there that you're looking at, because that's removing a lot of the material. If I'd gotten it flatter, more even, then we'd be all right, but I also don't think it's going to affect the sound that much. Really, the point is this here, adding a little bit right there where it was like a divot in the mouthpiece. That's kind of how I describe it. Anyway, you know, I might have touched the first time I took the tape off, I didn't put it back on. I might have messed up the tip rail a little bit, so I might have to hit it with the 1500 paper and see about making sure it's clean anyway. And if it doesn't come out good, maybe we'll try and have this refaced by an expert. Like I was trying to say, I'm not sure anyone's going to want to work on a mouthpiece I threw a baffle in, but you never know. So anyway, there you go. We'll take a look at it again tomorrow. Maybe do a tad more filing in that center section, and then play test it and see how it plays. It'll be interesting to see how different it plays from the other, from the first video. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Thanks for watching, Saxophone Geek, and we'll see you in the next one.